Roamler is a pretty neat app on your smartphone which allows you to make super convenient money on your phone whenever you want. Probably one of the best legitimate side hustles that you might have never heard of, but I'm going to assume you know the basics of the app, so let me dive straight into it. Let me show you how much I've made from Roamler since I started using the app back in 2017. To give you some context, the way the app is designed and the way I personally believe it should be used is actually making the app work for you, not for you to work for the app. By this, I mean typically you get the best value for money when you aren't chasing calls. It's best to do calls when you already happen to be in the area to make it super convenient for yourself. That's where you're making the best money for your time. And to clarify, this isn't my main income. It's only a side hustle outside my normal 9 to 5 job. I actually primarily use the alert feature on the app, which gives me a notification when I happen to be close to a task that I'm already nearby. Say that I'm walking past a pub maybe, or maybe I'm out shopping and there's actually a task that's only a few meters away. Other than that, I only do tasks that I can do from my very own sofa at home if they're paying a lot of money and it's worth me travelling to go and do them. Or I really do love the tasks where they pay you to go and get a pint from the pub and they pay you for the privilege of doing so. I would say there was only one period where I went a little bit crazy in the app, but since then I've learned for how to best use the app for me. So let's jump into it. During my first year in 2017, I was really finding my feet with the app. So some tasks I stayed way clear of as they seemed a little bit too complicated at the time. I only stuck to the super easy ones or doing the ones I could do from my sofa. By the end of the year, I had some pocket money as I had £80 for doing a handful of tasks over a few months. In 2018 was a very different story though. After being a little frustrated with work, I decided to go all out on Roamler, and this was actually my peak year as I earned over £1,600 in 1 year. And the crazy part is that I did 95% of that just over 2 months in November and December. It's worth noting that the Christmas period is normally the busiest time on Roamler, as there's lots of brands and companies that are running Christmas promotions at that point. 2019 was probably my most consistent year. I actually did a task in every single month in that year for once. Some months I only made about £20 as I might have happened to be on holiday and there wasn't anything that I really wanted to do. And others I'd made over £200. Well, I ended that year by making £924. In 2020, the year that felt like the world was ending, I didn't do as much due to obvious reasons, but I still did keep up a decent level of activity. At this point, my life started to get really busy, and this is when I really felt like I got into my rhythm of knowing what I was willing to do on the app and what I wasn't willing to do on the app, making sure that I was getting the most money for my time. So at the end of last year in 2020, I ended up with £592. Considering I made nearly £600, I actually don't feel like I actually put that much effort in. And that brings us to this year, where I've continued at my pace from last year, but have been able to do some more calls because the restrictions have eased in the UK. Including what I've made this year, it brings my grand total of what I've made from Roamler to £3,548, which is a good amount of cash thinking about actually how much time I've spent actually making that money. Some of you might be sat there thinking, whoa, I really want to get started on Roamler to make some money on the side as well. Well, if you do, here's some quick advice from me and a point in the right direction of how to get an activation code, as you will need one of these to sign up to the app. If I was to get started on Roamler all over again, these are my 3 pieces of advice I would give to myself. My first would be throw yourself into the deep end when you start, meaning purposely go out and about and try and do every single type of call. Don't stick to just one type of call. Try and do everything at least once or twice. Once you know how to do these calls, it's far more likely that when you're out and about, you'll feel confident enough to do them in a few minutes, instead of getting an alert on your phone and going, oh, it's not worth my time. My second tip would be make a note of when tasks generally get updated within the area you work in, either when new tasks are added or when they increase the amount on offer to pay for certain jobs. The best tasks are the ones that get reserved first, and it's on a first come, first served basis. So for you, it's best to be first. And lastly, make Roamler work for you. Don't work for Roamler. It's nice to know that you have Roamler in the background in case you lose your job, but Roamler is best used as a top up to your main income, only to be used when it's super convenient for you. You should only leave the house just for a job if it's paying very, very well and for something that's relatively simple. So if you are travelling for that task, then you need to factor in how long it's going to take you to get there when you're judging if it's good value for money. If you're still interested, then you might want to get an activation code so you can get started. Well, if you do, I've got a video all about it that you might want to click on the screen right now. And if not, then thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.